Welcome back to Mystical Heart Tarot Readings. Today we're going to take a look at what to expect in the month of August. What can we expect in the month of August? And to do this, we're going to start with pulling out 3 of these so that we can have 3 piles. That looks like we got 2 of them stuck here, so we'll take 1 and 2, and we'll pull 1 more. We'll have 3 piles because, as I've said it before, I don't have enough room to make 4 piles, so we'll just do 3. Maybe someday I'll have what I can do 4 piles. All right, so we're going to take a look at these cards and see what we have here. Pile number 1, you've got scales with justice and documents. Scales with justice and documents. For pile number 2, you have snake with desire and attraction. And for pile number 3, you have horse with freedom and action. And I will add crystals if you'd like to choose using crystals. The crystals were already chosen for these piles prior to me even pulling these cards. So for the scales, we have the beautiful sodalite. And this is what sodalite looks like. For the snake, which is very fitting, is the Campbella jasper. Campbella jasper. And it almost looks like snake skin. Let me see if I can get this up so you can see it. It almost looks like the scales on a snake. And for the horse, we have the fluorite. This is fluorite. So we're going to start pulling the cards, setting up these piles. There's one for pile number 1. There's one for pile number 2, and I think I'll take that for pile number 3. And we're going to use this deck. So we'll pull 1 from this one, this oracle deck. Pull 1. Need a card for pile number 2 and pile number 3. There's one for pile number 2, and I think I'll take this one for pile number 3. And the last of the oracle cards. That's pile number 1. Pile number 2. And I think I'll take this one for pile number 3. So we have the oracle cards. Now we're going to move on to the tarot cards. And I'll pull 3 from each tarot deck for each pile. 2, and that looks like 3. 1, 2. I think I'll take that one. 1, 2, and 3. And now one more tarot deck, and we'll have our piles set up. One, 2, and that looks like number 3. 2. We'll take that for number 3. We have these 2 sticking out here. We need one more, and we'll take that one. All right. So let's get these setting where you can see them. All right. I'm going to give you a minute to think about which pile you're drawn to. Remember, you can be drawn to more than one pile. You can actually be drawn to all 3 piles. It's perfectly fine. So take a minute and look at the piles. Decide which one you'd like. I know eventually somebody will timestamp this video. All right, so we're going to we're going to start with pile number 1. Move these out of the way. Pile number 1. If you chose pile number 1, you chose the sodalite with the scales with justice and documents. This is what we can expect from August, the month of August. And let's look at the other oracle cards first. We have pineapple. We have hospitality. We have obsession, my eternal thirst. And lastly, we have isolation. Trying to make sure you can see these cards. So we have the main theme is the scales with justice and documents. So somebody out there maybe is expecting some justice, and along with that justice would come some sort of documentation. The hospitality. Somebody's obsessed. Somebody's got an obsession. This obsession may have led to isolation. Perhaps somebody was displaying hospitality to somebody, and that person became obsessed to the point where somebody had to go into isolation. Maybe they're so obsessed that perhaps somebody's so obsessed that you have to get some sort of I forget what it's called. Cease and desist, order of protection. Somebody may have to get an order of protection because of this obsession here. For the tarot, we have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, the Two of Cups in reverse, Temperance in reverse, Two of Wands in reverse, the Empress in reverse. They're all in reverse, all but the last one, the Three of Swords. So what I'm seeing here is perhaps somebody was being hospitable to somebody, and that person became obsessed. So obsessed that you may have withdrawn yourself into isolation, and you may have had to seek justice by getting an order of protection or a cease and desist. The Nine of Pentacles in reverse. This tells me that in some aspect of life, this is what's happening. There's a conflict now, a conflict between two people. This is throwing your life out of balance. It's destroyed your feelings. This obsessed person has destroyed your feelings. You need to ground yourself because you're heartbroken. Or the person that you're getting the order of protection against is heartbroken because now they're isolated from you. This heartbreak may not be you, it may be the other person that has the obsession with you. They're heartbroken because you had to get an order of protection or a cease and desist, and now they're isolated from you. One second, please. My phone is... Okay, that's taken care of. Somebody's trying to sneak in on me. So, what I'm seeing here is that You may have been hospitable to somebody, and that person may have become obsessed with you. So obsessed that you had to seek justice and get an order of protection or a cease and desist. Now, either you went into isolation or the person that was obsessed with you that is now brokenhearted because of this order, and now they're going into isolation. However, because this person was so obsessed, it's caused chaos in one part of your life, in a part of your life where you had a conflict with this person. You've had this conflict with this person. It's thrown your life off balance. Now, the destruction of feelings could be this person, could be the other person that you had to get the order against. But because you're out of balance, you're feeling out of balance, you're feeling frustrated about this, you might be feeling down too because you're tired of dealing with it. So I would highly recommend, if you chose this pile, to ground yourself, because you've been dealing with somebody that's obsessed. When you deal with somebody obsessed like that, you have to ground yourself. You really need to ground yourself. Trying to see if there's anything else here. And see the obsession card, what it says underneath, my external thirst, would be for a thirst for this relationship of some sort. And since it's not happening, you have to seek justice, causing the obsessed person to be brokenhearted. Their feelings are destroyed and they're brokenhearted. They may even go into isolation. So the crystal we pulled for this, the sodalite, well, remember I said to ground yourself? Sodalite is a good grounding stone. It also releases tension as well. And having somebody obsessed with you like that can cause tension. It can cause tension. So sodalite is a good crystal for that. It's good for help you ground yourself. It's also good to help relieve tension. So pile number 1. I don't know what to say here, other than I wish you the best with getting your justice against this person, whoever they are. All right, we're going to move on to the next pile, pile number 2. If you chose pile number 2, you chose the snake with the Kambaba, Kambaba Jasper. Kambaba Jasper. And like I said, when you look at it up close, it kind of looks like scales on a snake. So you got snake with desire and attraction. We're looking at what to expect from the month of August. What to expect from the month of August. So let's look at the rest of your oracle cards. You've got Ladybug with Fortune. You've got Winter, Frozen Hearts. And you've got Rest. So we're looking at what to expect from the month of August. Snake, desire, attraction. So you might be desiring some sort of fortune here. And look, we have green here. Green is telling us to rest. The attraction could be the attraction of the ladybug. Winter, frozen hearts. Well, we know that literally snakes are cold in nature. But how is this going? Desire. You might have a desire for fortune. You might be attracting fortune. You might be attracting a ladybug. But in doing so, it may have turned you cold. In order to obtain the fortune, it may have turned you cold. And it looks like somebody needs to rest. All right, let's look at tarot. We've got the Four of Swords in reverse, the Three of Swords in reverse, the Six of Pentacles in reverse, the Nine of Swords upright, Four of Pentacles in reverse, and the Queen of Swords in reverse. Seeing the green here and the green here, the Six of Pentacles, maybe you need to take a rest from some part of your life. But see, the Nine of Swords, this is a wish fulfillment. However, remember, Swords is about communications. This could be a spiritual communication. You may have received messages in your dreams. I feel like you, even though this is a wish fulfillment, it's keeping you up at night. There's instability in communication here. I believe this instability in communication had created a heartbreak, but here this heartache is healing. This is a healing heartbreak. Unrest in family. There's unrest in family. Unrest. That's why you're being told to rest. That's why you're being told to rest. Look at the green in the green. The Six of Pentacles in reverse is unrest, and this is a family card. This is unrest in the family. There's some instability in some part of your life. Right here. It may be, I feel like it's in communications and somebody having difficulty making decisions here. I see a lot of communication here. We have swords here, 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 and here. And these two are both pentacles. Communication, there's a lot of issues when it comes to communication. Personal communication. The reason I say personal communication is because the pentacles is about things we hold value in our life. And perhaps there's problems with the things that we desire. We might desire fortune. But at what cost do we get this fortune? Heartache, inability to sleep, unable to make decisions. The communication problem may be leaving you out in the cold. It may have, because of this communication, it may have turned your heart cold. And so that's why we have the unrest in the family here. But we have the rest card here. So you need to rest in order to reevaluate your desires, which is fortune. Because at what cost do you gain this fortune? A broken heart, unrest in your family, inability to sleep at night, instability in your life, unable to make decisions. You need to rest. So what I would tell you, pile number 2, what I would tell you to do, what I would strongly recommend, because you've got the rest card here, is to meditate. Meditate on your desires and whatever it is you're attracted to, whether it's fortune, or whether you're attracted to hurting other people with the things that you say. Because, believe it or not, there are people out there that are attracted to hurting other people with their words. Those type of people have frozen hearts. So, what I would recommend is grounding yourself. But most importantly, for you, pile number 2, I would highly recommend meditation, which includes you get rest when you meditate. Now, as for this crystal, pile number 2, that actually resembles snake scales, I can't believe that it happens every time I do the pick piles. Let's see what this is good for. This is Kambaba, Kambaba Jasper. It's good for improving energy flow and aligning your chakras. If you have a frozen heart, your heart chakra is blocked. And your energy's probably not flowing very well either. And we didn't even get any energy cards here. So, pile number 2, I strongly recommend meditation. Because going in search of fortune, your desire being fortune, is only hurting others. It's only hurting others in the manner that you're seeking it out. All right, we're going to move on. Last pile is pile number 3. If you chose pile number 3, you chose the horse with freedom and action, and the beautiful fluorite. And now let's look at the rest of your oracle cards. Daffodil with sincerity. Air, purify yourself. Sadness. This could be spiritual sadness, since this card is purple, and purple is related to spirituality in a way. But then we have this cloud here, and we have these clouds over here. So you need to purify yourself so that you won't have this sadness. Freedom and actions. We're all free to act with sincerity, but not everybody does. And that can cause sadness. Not everybody is sincere, and that can cause sadness. All right, let's look at the tarot. We've got the Empress, Seven of Swords in reverse, Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Wow. You've got the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, and we've got the Queen of Pentacles upright. We've got the High Priestess, and we've got the Ace of Pentacles. All this feminine energy here. We have so much feminine energy here. We have the Empress, we have the Queen, we have the Queen, we have the High Priestess. We have a lot of feminine energy here. So we all know the freedom of the horse. I mean, there is some places where horses run free. Out in the wild. And it's a beautiful sight. They run free out in the open air here. For some of you, this is telling you maybe you need to break free and get out into the open air, away from a big city. For some of you, though, I'm seeing sincerity. But this sadness card tells me that maybe there's some that were sincere and ultimately ended up causing sadness in the end. So we have the Empress. The Empress, to me, represents Mother Earth, the Blessed Mother. Horses run wild and free in some locations. On Mother Earth. Mother Earth takes care of these horses. She provides them with the food that they need and with the water that they need. But I feel like for somebody here, they're having to let go of, and this is where the sadness comes in. Somebody was being shady and sneaky with their communication, and this created great sadness for somebody. Perhaps for this person. This person is patient. And is now able to do the things that she needs to do, and that is to delegate to others. And the High Priestess, this High Priestess, is all about intuition, is all about intuition. This queen, she's sitting beneath this Seven of Swords. This queen knew that this person was being sneaky and shady. This High Priestess knew that. And so begins a new beginning takes place. So what I'm seeing here for you, pile number 3, what I'm seeing here is some of you acted free, was sincere, but you ended up ultimately dealing with somebody that was shady, and that caused you sadness. However, your intuition kicked in. Your intuition kicked in. And I feel like this card, Air, tells me that your intuition kicked in. You know somebody was being sneaky and shady, and it made you sad, but ultimately you ground yourself to let go of that negativity that you were dealing with. Trying to see if there's anything else. Go out into the air and purify yourself. Get some fresh air. Clear your mind of this sadness. You're free to do that. You're free to take action to do that. I feel like you were a sincere person to somebody. You were nurturing. You were motherly. And somebody abused that by being sneaky and shady. It may have turned you upside down, but your intuition kicked in, and now you're upright and you're starting new. All right, pile number 3. If you chose for the crystal fluorite, fluorite clears your head. Fluorite is good for clearing your head and calming. Clearing your head of this sadness and this negative communication. I hope you enjoyed this. I wish you much luck, pal number 3. I send much love and many blessings. If you enjoyed this, please leave a comment and hit the thumbs up button. That would be greatly appreciated. I will try to do more of these. I'll see you back next time. Have a wonderful day.